Hello students, in previous class we discussed about the Kirchhoff's laws, which is junction rule and voltage rule. Then how to apply the loop rule and junction rule to a circuit, which are involving complicated circuits like a more number of cells and resistors, so that you can calculate the current and even the resistance values or potential difference by using this Kirchhoff's laws. And let me discuss about the operations of the Kirchhoff's laws, which is a Weismann's bridge. Weismann's bridge. Weismann bridge. What is this Weismann bridge? And when is it useful to use? What is the purpose of this Weismann's bridge? Weismann's bridge contains a 4 resistors which are formed in the form of a quadrilateral. Is it quadrilateral? Let us take here 4 resistors. Let us give P, and here we have Q is one more resistor, and 4th resistor, 3rd resistor, which is R. And whereas 4th resistor is S. Then PQ, RS are 4 resistors which are in the form of a quadrilateral. Now let me take here A, B, C, D. ABCD is a quadrilateral which is formed with the combination of the 4 resistors PQ and R. Even you can take R1, R2, R3, R4, no problem. Just whatever may be that case, we will get the same. Now, in these 4 resistors, to measure the potential difference across B and D, we connect the galvanometer. Galvanometer is used to measure the direction of the flow of current. Is it the direction of the flow of current? Or to detect very small currents, we use this galvanometer. And this galvanometer is connected between what? B and D. So that this BD is called galvanometer arc. Is it okay? ABCD is a quadrilateral. And PQ, R and S are the resistances of resistors. Now where we have connected galvanometer in between B and D, where we have connected the galvanometer is called galvanometer arc. Galvanometer arc. What do you mean by galvanometer arc? Where the terminals where in between where we connect the galvanometer is called galvanometer arc. Is it? Whereas the terminals where we connect battery, look at this one, A and C. I am connecting here battery, A and C. We are connecting the battery eliminator or cell. So through a tapping A. Now in between the terminals A and C, the battery is connected, so that AC is called battery arc. Battery arc. AC is called what? Battery arc. AC is called battery. So let us take what will happen. Cell is the source of current, and I current is flowing to this one. I current is flowing. Now whenever the current I is flowing, at A we have 2 paths, P and R, 2 resistors are there. Then what will happen? This current will be divided. Let us take here I1, and in this the current is I2. Now again, when I1 current is entering, again at B there we have 2 paths. So that what will happen? Let us take the current flowing. I1 will be splitted as through this one galvanometer current current flowing to the ammeter, which is called galvanometer of, and the current flowing to this one Ig and I3, so that I1 is split into Ig and I3. I1 is split into Ig and I3. Therefore, here I2, now Ig is coming towards this one, then it will be as I4. Now look at this one. This is I4. Now how much current is leaving through this cell? The same current enters here I. Same current enters at cell at the other terminal. So let us write the junction rule at B and D. Is it okay? From junction rule at B. So at B, what is junction rule according to the junction rule? At any point, what is junction rule? At any point in a circuit, the sum of the currents entering the junction is equal to the sum of the currents leaving the junction. So how many currents are entering at this point? I1 is entering, whereas I3 and Is are leaving. Therefore, what we can write here at B? I1 is equal to Ig plus I3. I1 is equal to what? Ig plus I3. Similarly, at D, at a node, at this point D, what currents are entering here? Ig is entering. So Ig is flowing towards this point, and even I2 is also flowing towards this point. Then what is sum of the currents entering the junction? I2 plus Ig. I2 plus Ig. That is equal to what? How is it leaving? I4. Let me take these two equations as first. Similarly, let me apply the loop rule or voltage rule. Loop rule or voltage rule to the ABDA. Applying loop rule. Applying loop rule. Applying loop rule to ABDA. Applying loop rule to the ABDA or voltage rule or loop rule. Now tell me. So the direction of measurement is from A to B, B to D and D to A. Now tell me, from A to B, what components we have? Only resistance. And we are measuring the direction of the current from A to B, and even the direction of the measurement and direction of the current are in the same direction. Then what is potential difference? Minus I1 P. Same direction is what? Minus I1 P. Next, from B to D, current flowing from in the same direction from B to D, and which is what? Galvanometer resistance. Then what we can write here? IgG minus IgG minus IgG. Similarly, from D to A, current is flowing from A to D, but we are measuring from A to D to A. So what will be the potential difference now? Plus, opposite means plus. Then plus I2 is equal to 0 according to the voltage rule or loop rule. The potential difference, algebraic sum of the potential differences across any closed loop involving cells and resistance is 0. That is equal to 0. Similarly, we will apply for the loop BCDB for this loop. B to C, what we have here? Q resistance is there. Then what is this difference? I3 into Q. I3Q. Again from C to D, what do we have? Current is flowing from D to C, but we are measuring from C to D. So then what do we get here? Plus I4S. Plus I4S. Again from D to B, even this also opposite to the direction of measurement, plus IgG is equal to 0. Let us take this second equation. Remember, here what we have? P, Q, R and S are the resistances of the resistors, whereas G is a galvanometer resistance. Galvanometer resistance. Easy. But remember here, we will adjust the values of the resistors like P, Q, R and S such that we have to take the components of the resistance such that how we have to select the resistances means so that the current flowing through the galvanometer must be 0. Okay na? So values of the P, Q, R, S are adjusted such that current flowing through the galvanometer is 0. Now in that case the resistance bridge is said to be balanced. So what will be the balancing? What is balancing condition of this one resistor network? P, Q, R, S values are selected such that the current flowing through the galvanometer, which is IC, is equal to 0. So what do you mean by the resistance bridge here? A bridge which is in the form of a quadrilateral formed with 4 resistors P, Q, R, S. So that battery is connected between AC and galvanometer is connected between BD is called resistance bridge. Now what is PQ, R and S values are adjusted such that current flowing through the galvanometer is 0. Current through galvanometer IC is equal to 0. IC is equal to what? 0. Is it okay? So then what we call, in that case the bridge is said to be balanced. Okay, then in this case then bridge is balanced. Then what will be the balancing condition? What will be the balancing condition for this resistance network that we have to see? Is it okay? Now you substitute this IC is equal to 0 in first equation and second equation. Therefore, according to the equation 1, what you can give equation 1? I1 is equal to IC plus I3. I is equal to 0 means what you get here? I1 is equal to I3, comma. Even I2 plus I is equal to I4. I is equal to 0 means what you get here? I2 is equal to I4. I2 is equal to I4. Similarly, equation 2 becomes this one, equation 2. Minus I1 P minus 0 plus I2R is equal to 0. So what do you get here? Minus I1 goes to that side plus, then you can write I1 P is equal to I2R. Let me take this third equation, similar as or even minus I3Q plus I4S plus ICC value 0, then that is equal to what? 0. So that what we can write here? From this one I is equal to 0, then I3Q is equal to I4S. I3Q is equal to I4S. I3Q is equal to what? I4S. And let me take this fourth equation. Now take the ratio of the equation 3 and equation 4. Third equation is this one. I1P by I3Q is equal to I2R by I4S. But remember, what do we know already? I1 is equal to I3 and I3 is equal to I4. So I1, I3 can cancel. Similarly, I2 and I4 are equal. I2 and I4 cancel. Then what do we have? P by Q is equal to R by S. This is called the balancing condition of the resistance bridge. Very, very important one. So what is the balancing condition of the resistance network? The ratio of the resistors remains same. The ratio of the resistors P by Q is equal to the R by S, ratio of resistors. Okay, so what we can write is this is called balanced condition of Weiston's bridge. What is that? Balancing condition of Weiston's bridge. P by Q is equal to R by S. That means, remember, when we get 4 number of resistors and those ratios are like P by Q is equal to R by S, then what we can take? Current flowing through this IC is equal to 0. In that case, these two are in series and these two are in series, resultant will be in parallel. Moreover, for example, if the P by Q is equal to R by S, in that case, what is galvanometer current? 0. Then what does it mean? Galvanometer current 0 means what are the potentials at B and D? In that case, potentials at B and D are equal. If potentials are equal, then there is no potential difference. If there is no potential difference, what will be the current? 0. Whenever there is a potential difference, then only we will get the electric current. Is it okay? But for example, if P by Q is greater than R by S, if P by Q is equal to R by S, then there is no flow of current through the BD. But remember, if P by Q is greater than R by S, then what will be the direction of flow of current? From D to B or B to D? The current flows from D to B. Current flows from D to B, because D is at high potential and B is at low potential. But if P by Q is equal to is less than R by S, now current flows from B to B. Current flows from A to A, B to B. Current flows from B. So these are what. And moreover, one more thing we need to remember here. For example, if we have interchanged the galvanometer and battery, then there is no change in the balancing condition of the Weiston's network. Is it? So let us see some example. We have given some resistors like 2 ohm, 1 ohm, 4 ohm and 2 ohm. Now let us take, just to observe, if you have taken these like P, Q, R and S. Now tell me, what is P by Q value? 2 ohm, 2 by 1, which is equal to what? 2. Similarly, what is R by S? 4 by 2 is equal to what? 2. Therefore, we can see that P by Q is equal to what? R by S. What does this represent? This Weiston's bridge is in balanced condition. Bridge is said to be in balanced. So, whenever the bridge is said to be balanced, then what is the current flowing through this 18 ohm resistor? 0. Current flowing through 18 ohm resistor is equal to 0, which is nothing but I is equal to 0. Then this resistor is what? Like A, it does not happen. Then there is no need to consider that resistor because current flowing 0. Potential difference at these 2 points will remain same, like A, B, C, D. Now look at this one. What is the combination? These two resistors are in series. That means 2 ohm and 1 ohm are in series. 2 ohm, 1 ohm in series. Then what is equivalent resistance? 2 plus 1 is equal to what? 3. That way, right? These two combinations is what? P and Q. This resistance is nothing but 3. Similarly, these two are in series. 4 ohm and 2 ohm are in series. Then what is the resistance? 4 ohm, 2 ohm, 6 ohm. 6 ohm. Now in between A and C, this is what? The equivalent network, equivalent circuit. Now again you can observe 3 ohm and 6 ohm are in parallel. 6 ohm, 3 ohm in parallel. what is equivalent resistance in parallel? RAC is equal to, here we have taken this cell is having negligible internal resistance. Even when we have discussed about the balancing resistance bridge, there we didn't consider resistance bridge the EMF of the cell we have taken with no internal resistance. Now R is equal to what again? R1 R2 by R1 plus R2. Is it 1 by R2 is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2? Now 6 into 3 by 6 plus 3 is equal to what again? 18 by 9, which is 2. Therefore, current in a circuit, EMF is what? 6 volt, so 10 volt. This is what? 10 volt. Then V by R, V is what? 10 by 2, which is equal to 5 ampere. Total current in the circuit is what? 5. This is what an example for the based on this resistance network. Let us discuss which is one more device which is based on this resistance balancing condition of resistance. In this matrix we have two L-shaped metallic strips. This is what one L-shaped metallic strip. And let me take one more L-shaped metallic strip. This is one more metallic strip. If it is A and this is what B, and in between these two L-shaped metallic strips, let me take a metallic strip. So one more metal strip is in between the two metallic strips, L-shaped metallic strips. So that what happens? Here two gaps are formed. Let me take it is C. Two gaps are formed. Let us take it C. Now, in between the A and B, there is a wire which is made up of constant manganese, which is having uniform cross-section area. It is fixed at A and B, which is having a 1 meter length of the uniform cross-sectional area of the manganese constant wire is mounted on the A and B, between A and B. It is fixed between A and B. Now we have here two gaps are formed, so that in a left gap unknown resistance is taken. We fix to what resistance we need to calculate. Then unknown resistance is fixed in a left gap. Whereas we have right gap. In that right gap, no resistance or variable resistance, which is the resistance box or no resistance is correct. Whereas here we have from middle strip we take a galvanometer, and this is what galvanometer, and from other end of the galvanometer we take a wire to that jockey is connected, J for jockey. Other end, one end of the strip, galvanometer, other end to the jockey. So this is what in between these two we have connected jockey, and this jockey can be moved easily. This jack can be moved easily on this one. The jack can be moved. It can be slide on this wire, uniform wire on AB. So that look at this one. In between A and B terminals are connected with a battery or battery eliminator or cell or a battery. Through a tap key, and even you can connect with the rheostat. So this is what the meter bridge. Okay. Let me take here A, B, and C, D, and it is what E. So what we have here? AC and D are L-shaped metallic strips, and D is a straight metallic strips, and AB is a uniform between AB, cell of EMF is connected. Cell of EMF what connected here? EMF is connected. Let me show this meter pitch. So here it is. So let me tell here. R is what? Unknown resistance is contained left gap. Unknown resistance. And S is a known resistance. Known resistance. And here is a meter wire. J for jockey, which can be slide on a meter wire. And E is a battery and K is a tap. Let me show the meter pitch. So look at this one. Say we have two metallic strips. This is one metallic L-shaped metallic strips, and here one L-shaped metallic strip, and this is a straight metallic strip. Now here in left gap unknown resistance is connected, in right gap known resistance is connected. Will connect the circuit. Now in between A and B, here we have a wire, constant and wire, uniform and wire, constant magnet which is made up of, because of the variation of the resistivity is negligible with the temperature. Now this length is what? 1 meter, and we will take the connection from here, meter straight from here to galvanometer, from galvanometer, and this jockey can be slide easily on this metallic strip. Okay, so this what we have the meter pitch. Just I have shown the meter pitch. So let me discuss what will happen. Now we change the values of the S value. Then when the key is closed, when the plug key or tap key is closed, so what will happen? The current flowing through the circuit when J is in contact, when the jack is placed on this uniform wire, then the galvanic source difference. Now we vary the value of the S. R is a unknown value. Let me take serial number. S value will be changed. Then R is equal to what will happen? Now whenever J is in contact, what will happen? When you move this jockey from one end to the other end of the wire, as we are increasing the length of this wire, when we are moving this jockey on this wire, at a particular length of the wire, at a particular length, galvanometer does not show deflection. Galvanometer does not show deflection means then what does it mean? There is no flow of current through this galvanometer. Therefore, you can think one more thing that this is what like P and it is Q, like this is R and it is S. Then it forms like a V structure. Let me draw here R and here is what S. This is what wherever the jockey is in contact, this divides here. Okay, and this is what if it is other than what is this one 100 minus L AB. If there is no current flowing through this galvanometer, then what does it mean? R by S is equal to what? L by 100 minus L. Okay. When K is after tap key is closed, jockey, the position of the jockey is move on Y. At particular length, current through the galvanometer is 0. Galvanometer does not show any deflection. In that case, we take that the bridge is set to be balanced, which is nothing but what is known the ratio of the series resistance remains the same. Therefore, then what length is the current flowing through the galvanometer is 0. Then this length is called balancing length. What is balancing length? The length of the wire at which current flowing through the galvanometer is 0 is called balancing length. In that case, what you can write here? R by Increaser means what? It is remaining length is what? 197. Therefore, you can write R is equal to SL by 100 minus L. This is what we know. We can estimate the unknown resistance with using this metric. Okay, and even if you change this log portion of this, no change in the balancing length. Okay, now for example, if in the right side resistance, in a right gap resistance value increases, what happens to the balance length? Decreases. If S value increases, what happens to the balance length? Decreases. If the S value decreases, what happens to the balance length? Increases. Balance length will be increasing. So this is about the meter bridge, and meter bridge is useful to determine the resistance of the unknown wire. Even we can determine resistivity of the material of the wire. Resistivity. If you know resistance, then rho is equal to what known? RA by L. A is nothing but area of cross section of this wire. L is nothing but what? Balancing length of this wire. So that we can find the resistivity of the wire by using this meter bridge. So this is what today we discussed about the meter bridge and Weisstein's bridge. In tomorrow class we discuss about the one more concept, which is potentiometer, based on this concept, Weisstein's Kirchhoff's law.